Today, we're diving into a technology that's about to totally flip the script on how we buy things. And we're going to focus on one of the biggest purchases you'll ever make, your car, by exploring a really wild concept called agentic commerce.
So just imagine this for a second. What if an AI, your own personal AI, could handle the entire messy, complicated process of buying your next car for you? Sounds a little like sci-fi, right? Well, it's actually way closer than you might think.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll get into what's powering all this with the agent revolution. Then we'll see how that creates a totally new car shopper and what that means for the new dealer playbook. And finally, we'll tackle the big one, the risks and the path to trust. First up, the agent revolution. And let's be super clear here, we are talking about a massive leap past the simple chatbots and voice assistants we're all used to. This is about the rise of something completely new, autonomous buyers.
So what is an autonomous AI agent? Well, this isn't just about answering your questions. It's a system that actively perceives the world around it. I mean, picture it scanning the entire online car market. Then it makes complex decisions and actually takes action to get something done. It can literally buy a car for you without you having to hold its hand. You know, this stuff didn't just pop up out of nowhere. We started with those simple virtual assistants that basically ran on if this, then that rules. Then came AI assistants with large language models, or LLMs. That's the magic behind tools like ChatGPT that we all know. But the real game changer is this third step, AI agents that combine those LLMs with tools to take action, memory to learn, and a huge base of knowledge. Okay, so what can these things actually do? Well, it boils down to this really powerful four-step process. First, perception. The agent just sucks in all this data, like dealer inventory feeds and customer reviews. Then comes reasoning. It compares models, ranks the best deals, and can even negotiate on your behalf. After that, it makes a decision based on things like price, quality, and risk. And finally, it takes action. It makes the payment, gets the confirmation, and tracks the whole thing. All right, so with this crazy new tech, we get a whole new kind of customer, the new car shopper. And we're not talking about a little tweak here. The entire journey of buying a car is being completely torn up and rewritten. I mean, just look at the difference. It is night and day. On the left, you've got the old way, spending weeks hopping between dealer sites, watching endless reviews, making complicated spreadsheets. On the right, the new way. An agent does all of that, comparing inventory, financing, insurance, all of it, in milliseconds. The amount of time you get back is just mind-boggling. And check this out. It all kicks off with a simple instruction like this one. Now, this isn't just you typing into a search bar. No, this is a command. You state your goal, and the agent is empowered to go out into the digital world and make it happen, handling all the nitty-gritty details for you. This is delegation on a whole other level. And this is where things get really wild. The human buyer is suddenly gone from 90% of the process. You just set the goal at the beginning and then pop back in at the very end to say yes or no. Think about what that means for car brands and dealers. That customer that they've spent decades trying to figure out and persuade, poof, they're basically invisible now. And when the human vanishes, the whole personality of the buyer just shifts. We're moving from an era of human research, which is driven by flashy ads, online reviews, and a lot of emotion, to a future where the buyer is an autonomous agent. And you know what an agent cares about? Logic, data integrity, and pure utility. Forget emotional taglines. We're talking about cold, hard, rational calculations. So what does this all mean for the folks selling the cars? Well, it leads us right here to the new dealer playbook. Because when your customer is a machine, you can't use the same old tricks you'd use on a person. You've got to learn to speak its language. Okay, for anyone in the auto industry, brands, dealers, you name it, if you remember one thing from this, make it this. Your flashy website, it's not your main storefront anymore. Your new storefront is an API. Just think of it as a clean, direct pipeline of data that an AI agent can plug into, understand, and most importantly, trust. So let's peek under the hood at the new architecture that makes this all work. It all starts with you, the buyer, and your intent. The agent layer then does all the heavy lifting and reasoning, pulling data from a marketplace of all those dealer APIs. That's followed by automated financing and logistics. And here's the kicker. It all ends with something called a provenance layer, which creates a signed, unchangeable record of the whole transaction. You see where this is going, right? In this new world, how you build your brand is totally different. Brand equity isn't just about how people feel about your logo anymore. It's all about your data reputation. Is your inventory feed accurate? Is your pricing totally transparent? Can an agent trust what your API is telling it? Because if it can't, the agent just ignores you, drops you from the list. No hard feelings, just business.
But, of course, giving an AI the keys to the car, literally, comes with some pretty huge challenges. So let's get real about the risks and what it's going to take to actually trust this kind of system.
The risks really break down into a few main buckets. You've got data integrity risks, like a hacker messing with a dealer's inventory feed to show fake prices. You've got model vulnerabilities, like prompt injection. We'll get to that in a sec. And you even have market manipulation risks, where groups of agents could theoretically team up to fix prices. But here's the good news. For every one of these scary risks, smart people are already working on ways to shut them down.
Okay, let's zoom in on one of the scariest new threats out there, prompt injection. Picture this. You're reading an online car review, but hidden in the text, maybe it's white text on a white background, are secret instructions. You'd never see it, but the AI agent reads everything. And those hidden instructions could trick it into making a terrible decision or even leaking your personal data. It's a massive new security challenge.
So with threats like that, how in the world do we build a system we can actually trust? It's going to require a whole new set of controls. Things like agent passports. It's like a driver's license for bots. You know who you're dealing with. Provenance receipts. Think of it like a tamper-proof digital receipt for the whole deal. Clear disclosures for sponsored results, and signed data feeds to guarantee the data hasn't been messed with. Now look, this isn't all happening tomorrow. This timeline gives you a pretty good idea of how it's going to roll out in phases. We'll probably start seeing trusted tiers of agents as soon as next year. Verified data feeds will become the standard by 2026. By 2027, get this, we'll see agents from different companies actually negotiating with each other. Bot versus bot. This gradual rollout is absolutely key to making sure the whole marketplace is secure and reliable. And all of this brings us to one single massive strategic question for every dealer, every brand, every vendor in the auto world. For decades, the goal has always been to be human-friendly. But in this new era, that's not enough. The winners in this new game won't just be the ones with the best ads, they'll be the ones with the most trustworthy data. The only question left is, which one are you building for?